This playthrough is rated T for teen.
Well, it's time to hit those last sets of floors. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Dark Cloud. In the last episode, we hit floors like 60 through 70. I think it was like 61 or something like that, 72. I might be off. Like, I don't... I record these as I go along. And in this case, we're hitting the last of the 73rd floor. And then we're going to head on to... the last sets of floors, the 80s floors, where we got a couple of new enemies and then a lot of variations on it this time. So yeah, really not really much to say about these floors. I know I do make quite a few issues in between these floors over the others, like in terms of just taking forever on just the levels. I got a couple of them. I have to reset some of them. Although this commentary is a few days after recording this one, just because some stuff came up, so I might not remember everything off the top of my head. It's just kind of funny. I probably should in the future just try to, when I do post commentary, like do it immediately there afterwards, so I remember every single little thing that's going on. But I think I actually died quite a few times in this run as well, if I remember, because I've just, at this point, I'm just like rushing the levels and trying to just get this through as fast as I can, you know, because, you know, we're getting to, like, with these floors from 60 to 80 or whatever are pretty annoying. And weirdly enough, I don't know, I find these floors more annoying than the last floors, despite them having just as many, like, restrictions and what you have to do to fight the people, because there's many restrictions on the final floors as well. But I don't know, just this part, this section, especially the Geons, where you can do almost no damage to them except through lightning or non-elemental attacks, and you still don't do much damage. And that's with max weaponry, you know, that's just, is like dragging out the battle and combat. And I don't mind long combats as long as there's something like interesting to it after a certain point. But in this case, like, it's just dragging it out just to drag it out. That's all it is. And I don't know, I don't find that entertaining, to tell you the truth. But so that's probably why I'm not the biggest fan of post game, like dungeons and stuff like that. Because usually, at least back in the day, I don't know, they're a little bit better now, I'd say. But back in the day, it was more just like a long set of floors to fight the final boss, who, you know, may be super powerful, may not be, depending on how well you built yourself up to that point. And most people didn't get that far because they went through the dungeon. They're like, I don't want to keep doing this. Or that happened to me with quite a few dungeons back in the PS1, PS2 era. Mainly the PS2 era had some pretty bad, like, post-game dungeon when it came to RPGs. Though I haven't played every single, you know, RPG out there. But, you know, there was quite a few. You know, I mentioned jokingly with, like, Wild Arms 3 or whatever. Although the problem with that one was that the power went out while doing it, and that took me forever to go through. And I was just like, at that point, I was like, never mind, I'm not doing this secret dungeon anymore. I don't care enough to do it. So I think, I'm trying to remember if you have to beat the game to get that or not. I haven't played Wild Arms 3 in forever. I remember the characters to an extent, but I really don't remember the plot, which is, I guess, bad. But then again, I don't remember much of Wild Arms 2. I remember Wild Arms 1 really well, and Wild Arms 4 and 5 I kind of remember to an extent. I don't remember every single detail, but I remember the gist of them. But yeah, I was getting a little bit better about beating the cannons or whatever, but they still kind of cheap shot me a couple of times. Oh yeah, and this run, unfortunately, is me. I had to redo the last set of levels because I lost the save file somehow. It got corrupted or something like that, so I had to, like, redo that section of floors again. So I had to redo, before this recording, I had to redo the 60 to, like, 72 floor or whatever. So I was probably, when I was playing this, I was probably a little bit annoyed already because of that. So unfortunately, which, by that case, oh yeah, I got quite a few clown box weapons in this war as well, but I just kind of sped through because I didn't care. But yeah, unfortunately, that by redoing that, I lost the Drain Seeker weapon, which I was going to put on. Like, I was going to level up somehow, even though I didn't have any level up powders. I was gonna figure a way to level up so I could just give it to her so she could, you know, heal while attacking, so I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, all the damage I was taking, but I was like, well. And after I lost it, I was a little annoyed, but I wasn't so annoyed that, like, you know, throw your controller, that type of thing. I was just like, I was more just, you know, that type of thing, because it wasn't optimal for my strategy, because the boss, I mean, it would help with the boss, but you could just bring a bunch of premium meats, you know. The only reason I put him on Toan is just, you know, just to try and be a bit more efficient. So I think I do my only breakthrough this run, because I'd just gone through doing the other runs. So I was just trying to get through this as efficiently as possible. So I've been selling a bunch of stuff off screen, dropping stuff off, and all the other stuff. So yeah, I just go right back to it again. I think we're almost, yeah, one more form, we get to 80. And in this case, I go up to 89, because I thought it'd be appropriate to have the next episode probably be the last 10 floors. I'll probably what I'll do, I mean, when I get to it, what I'll do is I'll just speed through the last 10 floors, except obviously for the final floor. So the final episode of this will probably be the next episode, where I do the last 10 floors and then do the boss. But I'll probably take a break in between doing those floors before the boss, but obviously you won't know that, because I'll just cut all that out. But yeah, I'll probably make that one episode, so that way, because the boss, I don't know, the boss probably won't take me that long. I don't remember the boss being that hard comparatively to the Dark Genie, weirdly enough. Dark Genie, I know when I played the boss, I beat him pretty hands down, but I had max everything, and I was aware that the Dark Genie was difficult. I mean, you saw that he almost one-shot me a couple of times because I wasn't paying attention, but, or maybe it was just the one time because I ran into his laser. But he is a hard boss. If you're not, yeah, I get a bunch of weapons from the box, but nothing I really care about. But you know, but I was, I don't know, I'm trying what to say here. The Dark Genie is a hard boss. Like, I don't know if I said it made it easy, but I made it easier than it seemed to be, just because I had maxed out weapons. I don't know if the game expects you to max out your weapons by that point. They probably expect you to have a decent weapon, but not maxed out, and then you're probably supposed to use the Demon Shaft to max out your weapons. And then after you do the Demon Shaft to fight the secret boss, then you go back and do the Dark Genie and make it a lot easier on yourself. Although weirdly enough, to unlock the Demon Shaft, you have to have a save memory card with you beating the Dark Genie. So you have to beat the Dark Genie before you even can tackle this in the first place. So this is almost like easy compared to fighting the Dark Genie. Oh, finally the new floors now with 81. So yeah, we got statue guards there. We got the living statue. Sorry, got the guard dogs. Yeah, I'd forgotten like what they were weak against. So I was going through all the elements, and from what I found out, that like the statue and the dog didn't. Oh yeah, that was a quick 4-2. Weren't weak to anything. I was just at that point. I was just, oh yeah, we got a new enemy here, the Gaseous or Gaseouses or whatever you want to call them. They're undead, so holy is the way to go. They'll swing a sword at you and block a lot. So yeah, it's pretty annoying. But yeah, they're cool. I like their design. They're cool looking. But yeah, there's not much else to them other than just being weak to holy. Oh yeah, another clown box. Oh yeah, get the Bone Rapier, because if I really wanted to, I could build up the Bone Rapier to make a Drain Seeker, but I'm not gonna do that just because it'd take really too much time, and I don't have a lot. I used all my level up powders to max out my weapons last time. So yeah, if you see me just going through all the elements like on these new floors, or the last set of floors, because I had actually forgotten like what the characters were weak against. So I went through everything just to see if I could figure something out. And really the only ones were like the Gaseouses and like, I think like the Joker. Yeah, the Gaseouses are really annoying. They're not as annoying as the Geons, because at least you can eventually figure out their pattern to get past their blocking. You know, that's probably one of the few things I knock about this game. Is just the incessant blocking with some of the monsters. It was just like ridiculous, like how often they would block. You know, oh, we get the Gimrons here. They're holy Gimrons. So I was testing it just to make sure that they, you know, they couldn't be hurt by any elements. So yeah, you had to basically melee them without elements to really do damage on them. So, which is weird. Like I said, it's not as annoying as the last floors with like the Geons and everything like that. Oh yeah, we had evil bats, and yeah, they're pretty easy. Nothing really strong or weak. Just hit them, you know. But yeah, with the holy Gimrons, you can either hit them with the Toan with non-elemental, or hit them with lightning, which is weird that that's the element that they can be hit with, or thunder. I mean, I don't know why I keep calling it. Well, actually, technically, aren't you hitting it with lightning? Because thunder is a sound, right? You're hitting. I mean, are you really hitting the enemies with sound? You know, I mean, that'd be cool, but let's see. Oh yeah, the Liches, they're weak to holy. Titans. I think, oh, and yeah, the Crescent Barons. Those guys are kind of creepy now that I think about when I was playing through this, because one of their attacks, other than shooting those like lunar beams at you, is a like lunar circle. Is they try to reach their creepy hands at you, and I think they killed me a couple of times during this because they got me with their hands, which is kind of scary when you think about it, just like Slender Man or something like that. Even though I don't find Slender Man scary, but you know. Yeah, even though I had some trouble with these fours, I still found them easier than 60 through 80, you know. I don't know why, I guess because I expected the final fours to be tough. And really the only annoying creatures are the Gamorons in this final section. The Crescent Barons are a little annoying, but it's not like you can't just, you know, browbeat them. Yeah, you can tell I'm going a little bit more efficiently with these floors for the most part. Oh yeah, we fight the Jokers. I think, yeah, I'm going through all the elements just to make sure it wasn't just wholly that was their weakness. Their big thing is they drop premium chicken, and, you know, obviously when we fought them before, but yeah, even the Jokers aren't very hard. Easier than the heart counterparts from the previous floors, which you had to melee them without elements, you know. So, like I said, it's weirdly harder but easier at the same time, despite all the enemies having, because I get a few insta kills on this in this run, and I find out a lot of the monsters have like 20,000 plus experience or HP. I'm like, good lord, you know. I didn't realize that when I was fighting some of them, but yeah, when you get an insta kill, it kind of, especially if you get really early, you can kind of tell how much HP they have when, you know, it drops. Yeah, another Mimic 4. Those are annoying just because I have to actually check every chest after those, because usually it's worse when it's a, well, actually I guess it's not worse, it's better when it's a Mimic 4 and the locked door, because then you're going to check every chest anyway for the silver key, unless you get one of those random formations where you get the silver key, but you get you drop the main key and you don't actually have to go into the silver key room, so you're like, oh, okay, I'm not going to do that. So yeah, I'm really trying to think what else to say in these last fours other than I just mess up. That's why I started equipping multiple, I don't know if you could see, I started equipping multiple revival powders on my quick slot, because I kept getting killed multiple times because I wasn't paying attention, because I was just like, all right, let's get through this. Come on, you know. And oh well, that usually happens to me in some games or some ways where I get so used to it that at some point I just start getting sloppy, even though I know better than that. But in this case, you could tell I'm by this recording, I'm starting to run on empty on Dark Cloud. Like, I still like the game, but the final dungeon is just kind of like, I don't know, just something about it, because there is some story stuff, and I'll talk about that when I actually do the episode, but it's not really enough to really warrant it. Heck, even in Dark Cloud 2, I never did the super dungeon in that one. If I do Dark Cloud 2, which I probably will, I don't know if I'll do it immediately afterwards, but I'll probably do the super dungeon then, just to see if it's any better than Dark Cloud 1, because I generally find Dark Cloud 2 a much better experience, just generally overall from 1, and I do like 1, just you know, polish and all that other stuff happens in between the first and second game. So yeah, we're getting pretty close to the end here pretty soon, because I stopped at 89. So just running through everything. Creepy Crescent Barons all over the place trying to grab me with their tentacle fingers. Ooh. Actually, it kind of reminds me of Salad Fingers. It was like a Newsgrounds cartoon from way back in the day, you know. A guy with a creepy voice and had salad fingers. Well, his fingers weren't actually made out of salad, but you know. Oh yeah, this far I had to kind of move back and back away, because I was getting way too many like opponents back to back. I was like, oh, hold on a second, I don't want to deal with this, you know. So I ran off, and I got killed multiple times by like some cheap tricks. So it's just, but yeah, you can tell that these levels just are much different for me, just because of how often I've been dying. Oh yeah, I forgot that the Geishas or whatever, you can steal batons from them, a fishing thing. By this point in the game, you can buy, well, I guess it depends on when you take try the Demon Shaft, because you can, as soon as you unlock it on your save file, or on your memory card, you can play it, you can access it, like, as soon as you start a new game file, you can go to the Demon Shaft. So I guess the idea with doing that is you start the game, do like the first couple levels of the Demon Shaft, then go on to the story until you hit that same strength level, and then you go back, that type of thing. So at least maybe that was the concept for it, but you know, why not just do it when you're at your max power instead of, I don't know, that's when I wanted to do anyway. Yeah, this floor takes me a little while just because of me having to try to kill everything and back off, because I almost get almost killed multiple times. So I think when I was off screen messing with some stuff, I did end up having to use some stand-in powders. Was play testing some stuff in between because I messed up and didn't actually put the revival powder on me, because that's the only way it works. You can't revival powder, without it. But anyway, I'm about to find the key here pretty soon and head out. So we'll see you in the next final episode of Dark Cloud. Thanks for watching.